Hello everyone, thank you for joining me again this week. My name is Joe Kearns. I'm a certified college planning specialist and senior planner at Elite Collegiate Planning, a Paradigm financial company. Today I want to get into something called the financial need. Now if you watched last week's episode, you know that I left off with this term. And last week's episode we discussed the cost of attendance for a school. Now the cost of attendance again is your all-in expenses for 1 year at college. Week one, we discussed what I consider to be the most important step in starting a college plan, and that is your expected family contribution. Why it's so important is because once we know a school's published cost of attendance, we are going to subtract our family's EFC, and that is going to equate to what's known as our financial need. This is extremely important in understanding how much you're going to have to pay out of pocket for every year at a school of your choice. Not every school is going to have the same cost of attendance. There's even some schools that may calculate your EFC a little bit differently. But this formula, their cost of attendance minus your expected family contribution, will equal your financial need. Let's break it down into two schools so I can show you some differences when it comes to this. So if we look at school number one, has a cost of attendance of $60,000. Pretty big expense. Our expected family contribution is $20,000. We are going to subtract the EFC from the cost of attendance to determine our financial need, which in this case would be $40,000. Let's go to school number two. Something that has a much lower cost of attendance, a much lower sticker price. Say the school costs $30,000. Our EFC is the same, of $20,000. So in this scenario, 30,000 minus 20 equals a need of 10,000. So at face value, it looks like school number one will be twice the cost of what school number two will be, but not always the case. Because the next step in determining how much money you're going to pay out of pocket is determined by the amount of financial need that a school meets. Now, there are schools out there that can meet 100% of need. There are schools out there that may meet 40% of need. Let's just take those numbers and say, okay, school number one has a need of $40,000, but this school meets 100% of need. So essentially, that school is going to meet 100% of your need, equaling $40,000. So in this case, what we call your unmet need is your need minus what the school meets. In this case, it's zero. So what do we pay for 1 year to go to school number one? Well, the cost of attendance, the big sticker price, was $60,000. Our family's EFC is 20. Our need, right, cost of attendance minus the EFC equals our need, which is $40,000. But the school meets 100% of the need, which means there's nothing the school is not meeting. So all we are going to pay in this scenario is $20,000, even though the sticker price is $60,000. Let's take a look at school number two. Let's just say that this school meets that 40%. Well, what's 40% of $10,000, right? It's $4,000. Which means we have an unmet need of the difference between what we actually need and what the school is giving us, leaving us a need of $6,000. So in this scenario, we have to say, okay, the cost of attendance is $30,000 minus our EFC leaves us a need of $10,000. But the school's only going to meet 40% of that, meaning they're only going to give us 4. So there's an unmet need of $6,000. That unmet need is an additional cost that we have to find and cover. So the unmet need plus the EFC in this case is going to be what we pay for 1 year at school. In other words, $26,000. So when you look at this, the biggest lesson that I want you to understand and why these previous 2 videos are so important is because we discussed the cost of attendance and that every school has a published cost of attendance. I went into detail on why I feel that the EFC is the most important, and this is the reason why. With those 2 numbers, we can calculate your need. Then you need to look at schools and how much need or how much percentage of need these schools meet. In a scenario like this, even though a school's cost of attendance was $60,000, the net price at the end of the day will be $20,000. In this case, a school that cost half the amount, $30,000, will actually cost us $26,000. So understanding financial need, understanding what percentage schools meet is a huge factor in understanding the actual cost that we're going to have to pay for 1 year at college. Now, it's going to be expensive no matter what, but if you can go to an elite private school that costs $60,000 for less money than possibly an in-state school, it may be an option you didn't think was available to you before this video. If you're looking for a one-on-one meeting with someone like me or in our office, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can find us on the web at www.pfgiusa.com or give us a call, 610-422-3530. This is Joe Kearns from Elite Collegiate Planning, wishing you a wonderful week and hope that you keep tuning in and learn more about this crazy college complex process. Look forward to seeing you.